What's up, everyone? This is yours truly, Mr. Steven, aka The Legend, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. And welcome to the Steven Factor. On this tonight's episode, I'm going to review Won't You Be My Neighbor. It is a special documentary by dedication to the late Fred Rogers. Now, before I start, I was so pumped to see this movie, and it came out back in 2018. However, I couldn't even go, and I was unemployed a long time ago, and it was completely messed up. But also, the Oscars snubbed that documentary, and they really don't care less. So it was a very disappointing. Now, 7 years later, I finally watched it on YouTube almost like 2 hours ago, and I was amazed. So I want to tell you what the movie's all about. It's easy. It's all about the life and celebration of the late Fred Rogers, or we could know as Mr. Rogers. He wanted to decide trying to create a world for the better place. Originally, he would become as a minister. He's a Christian and also a Republican as well. However, he wanted to do something even different. The media of marriage called television. Now, Fred Rogers never saw television before. He never said the word television, and he knew that this will be his special tool, and this will be his future. So he was started another children's programming, and then he's teamed up with his friend Judy. So everything worked out, and also the movie, the show was completely live. They decided trying to make 3 films, and also they doing a live scene. And it's like a little bit of pre-Sesame Street vibes, a little bit. And now, he decided trying to create his own program called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood a year later. And everything went success. So on the same year, it's been revealed that they're going to do a special episodes for a week about the war of the Vietnam back in 1968. And the rest is history. The show was the biggest hit of all time. And he always talk about serious episodes, talk about conflict, talking about superheroes, talking about assassinations. And yeah, he wants to discuss all the things, trying to let everything out because Mr. Rogers was so angry inside. There's so many cast members, producers, talking about Mr. Rogers and everything, but also they talk about Officer Clemens, because Clemens came out as gay over 50 years ago, and he been friends with Fred Rogers all the time. But due to this situation like this, and it was completely sad. There's so many conspiracy theories about Mr. Rogers is gay or straight, but no, Fred Rogers had a wife, and God rest her soul, she suddenly passed away as well, and also they gave birth by 2 sons. So yes, there's so many topics as well that President Nixon decided to cut the fundings, so they want to put the money away to give it to the war of the Vietnam. And that is not fair, but here's a little bit insane, because this year President Trump cut the Corporation of Public Broadcasting and officially shut it down as well. So here's the question: where does the money go? It comes from the system. They take away all the fundings and put the money somewhere else. That's what Donald Trump did. Or should I say, that's what Richard Nixon did back then. And this is when Donald Trump did right now. But let's be honest, those presidents doesn't care in a Republican way. However, Fred Rogers stepping into the Senate, and they want to ask him for $20 million for the funding so he could continue the show. And guess what? He saves the day. Mr. Rogers was the outstanding superhero. There's so many topics about this situations like this, so he wants to take a break from the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood and do to more adult-orientated shows in prime time. Talking about death. Also talk about families in prisons at that time. Spanking children. And he wants to do it. Will become as the next news reporter, talking about situations and things in life. And that's what Mr. Rogers did, helping people and caring people. But also, Fred Rogers was a heart of wisdom. There's so many controversial episodes that I mentioned moments ago about superheroes and stuff. And he was so furious about it. Now, let's be honest. I love superheroes. I really love Batman. I really love Superman, Wolverine from X-Men from 1992. And I really love one of my favorites, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When Fred Rogers convinced all these superheroes, some kids think they are real. However, superheroes are fictional characters. When the kids trying to do it in reality stuff, they might gonna hurt. And in case something happens, only parents definitely to take their own responsibilities. And it feels like when I was at work, when they talking about K-pop Demon Hunters, and they were a hit, by the way. They've been talking about it over the summer, through the fall right now, and the kids hyped up about it. And guess what? As teachers, we need to talk to kids, start watching all these things because they need to learn and grow. And parents are very refused. And Mr. Rogers was exactly right. That was a issue right there. And I knew that in this nowadays, kids are very upset with Taylor Swift, K-pop Demon Hunters, superheroes, and all kinds of stuff. They want to inspire them, and they want to be who they really are and accomplish. But also, they want to think they become as role models with fighting and this and that with no education whatsoever. They need to turn it off. And Mr. Rogers was so furious with that. No matter what, you've been watching some scary and even television violence, shut it off. Now, let's be honest. Again, I love superheroes. I love G.I. Joe or even Transformers. And listen, they show so many clips back in the day that we grew up with. And it was kind of little 80 vibes. But when Mr. Rogers is trying to tell them the truth, they need to stop watching some television violence. Because they might brainwash you. They might hitting with your friends, this and that, trying to be bully or being yourselves and all kinds of stuff. There's a little bit of conflict at that time. And I remember when my friends Emma and Lauren don't watch superheroes because they've grew up with some kiddie shows like Arthur and Dragon Tales and Cyber Chase. I think their parents want to encourage kids to watch some educational programmings instead of television violence. And I really do respect them, and I very agree with them. However, we do grew up some childhood shows when we were kids, but when we grew up as adults, we decided trying to watch some edgier cartoons and be right role models. However, we need to be extra careful. If you are a parent and you have a kid, you definitely take a responsibility. And that's what Mr. Rogers did and convinced all these parents. And nowadays, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing they can do. So it hurts. It really hurts, and I truly understand that, and I do really care as well. There's so many conspiracy theories about Fred Rogers, and since during the last episode of Fred Rogers during the year 2000, he knew that his life goes on. But during on September 11th, they decided trying to make a promo about it, and they trying to say thank you, and everything went completely great. But 2 years later, since he passed away due to the stomach cancer, um, everything went sad, but also it was pretty hard. Um, every day, I love Mr. Rogers when I was a kid. And since PBS discontinued, right now in this nowadays world, we need Mr. Rogers more than ever. We need to stop this conflict. We need to stop this assassination. But what we learn is we need to respect each other and look out at each other. That's how it is, because we're all human beings. I really love that movie so much. I finally waited for this for 7 long years. And it was a great time to watch it. I finally get a chance to see it, but it's completely amazing. But also, I'm very, very overwhelmed that he is no longer with us, because in this nowadays world, we need to get back of our rhythm. We need to spend some time with our friends until we grow old and we leave on this earth. And that's what Mr. Rogers wants us to do. The encouragement, peace, and kindness. And now, a grade of this wonderful movie. I gave this movie an A plus because we need him more than ever. And that's the bottom line. If you learn more about this channel, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to see my latest videos. And also a like button as well. This is yours truly, Mr. Steven, saying, Todo para la familia. And thank you for watching The Steven Factor. One love.